Hello, and thank you for joining my Free Yourself from People Pleasing class. This is something that is very dear to my heart because it's something that I have to learn to work through all of the conditioning, and it takes a lot of conscious effort and a lot of awareness to break free from this one. Well, for me, that's what I noticed anyway. Um, and yeah, so the people pleasing is actually a fawn response. So with the nervous system and the fight or flight, when we go into fawn mode, where it's like the turning into the deer and trying to be your or innocent and lovely and just offering yourself up to everyone to make everyone else happy. So you put your needs behind your own. So in what ends up happening is your nervous system isn't your own. Your nervous system is very dependent on other people's nervous systems. So you're constantly worrying about how you're going to please the other people, how you're going to make their lives easier, even worrying about what they're thinking, trying to anticipate their needs. So you feel like if you're able to have all your ducks in a row, have everything planned for the other people, knowing, like anticipating what they're going to need and providing that to them, that they're then going to reciprocate that by giving you love. So deep down, it's all about getting love because our nervous system, it's always working to one, keep us safe, and two, it's always about that love and connection. So, and because we feel safe once we've got love and connection, we feel safe, and vice versa. Once we feel safe, we're able to draw in the healthy love and connection. So it comes down to that very basic structure, like down connecting to our root chakra, where it's all about safety and your tribe, so your family, and your the people that your inner circle, the people that you keep with you. So yeah, so when we feel stressed, like something may happen, whether it's a social interaction or just an external trigger, and when our form mode gets activated, we're instantly thinking about, well, how can I help the other person? What did they need? What can I do better for them? And we're not thinking about what we actually need. So we're, like as I said in procrastination yesterday, where that's the external force where we're looking outside of ourselves for that validation, to then receive the love. It's the same thing here where but this time we're more sending the energy out, doing the things for these external people to then receive the love. So it's like if I give them this, then they're going to love me and they're going to make me feel safe. So you'll find with going into fawn mode, you're going to be um, very much in your head. There will be stories that will be playing that you're thinking that this person needs or is thinking, and it can be like completely different to what they're actually thinking, but you've made up this story in your head that that's what that person needs, or when they say something that this is what they actually meant. So how can I change things to help them and make them happier? Because then once they're happy, then I'll be able to be happy. And sometimes what happens with the people pleasing, it's because if you're sensitive to other people's energies, you can feel maybe even their nervous system's in a state of dysregulation, or just that they're unhappy about something, or just feeling stressed about something. And you take that on yourself. A bit of it can be like the savior complex, like thinking that you need to save everyone, you need to help everyone. And again, it's that martyr complex as well, where yeah, you're sacrificing yourself, your own needs to help the other person. And again, it's just all about trying to then receive the love back. So what can be underlying it as well is just a lack of self-worth. So because if you're not loving yourself and feeling you're worthy of love, then that's why you're seeking it out. So yeah, so there's many different ways that you'll find yourself people pleasing, and um, I do also see the similarities in roles as mothers. So because obviously we've got these small children that are dependent on us. So we, as we enter motherhood, that we've got this small baby that is 100% dependent on us. And then as they grow and mature, they're able to grow some more independence, and they're learning their own boundaries, and they're learning how to get what they want and how to receive love and how to just be in the world. So as mothers, we take a back step from our own needs, always focusing on our children. But then as they're growing older, it needs to start shifting that they're starting to grow their own independence. They're starting to break away from our energy systems, because they're so connected to our nervous system and our energy, up until the ages of 6 or 8. There's different things I've been reading. So as they're starting to grow, like yeah, they're getting their more independence. So you should be able to reclaim your own as well and start to look after your own needs, which you should be able to do from like all stages of motherhood. But in that newborn stage, and especially as a first-time mum, you just lose your whole identity and you're trying to adjust to this new lifestyle and this new role that you have to play. So that's why so many women lose themselves in motherhood. And then as their children get older, then you can start to just reclaim yourself. But then that's when you'll start to notice like how much you are putting your kids ahead of yourselves. We always think of our kids first, when it comes to like especially with like my clients. I'll often have people reach out, saying that they want to help with their kids for this issue or that issue. And what I really try to stress is that I want to be seeing the mothers first, because the more we can help the mums, then that will just help the nervous system, just really just come back to a state of calm and ease. And I truly believe in the ripple effect that it will then flow out to the children. They still may have some issues that will need work, but a lot of it can just be freed up by working on the mother. And that's not putting any blame on the mother. I'm saying to prioritize the mother, that the work that we do is so valuable and so hard to quantify. So we don't often see the value, and society doesn't see the value in it either. So like that's why so many mums are working mums and juggling this and that, and it's so hard to carve out that time, because it's not valued as like that the mum can just stay at home and be with the kids, because that is such a huge job in itself. But society has really um, skewed it like, yes, it's amazing to have your own dreams and to do that, but it takes away the presence of just being with your children and not having all these other um, societal expectations on you. So again, that's where society conditions us to fall into this people pleasing role, to fall into putting our other people's needs ahead of ourselves, because it's deemed selfish to put your own needs first. But really, self-care is where it's at. The more we all look after ourselves and connect to ourselves and love ourselves, then the more we will be able to give to others from an overflowing cup, and we'll be able to give freely without expecting things back. And that's where the people pleasing is. We're giving because we're expecting to get something back. Whereas once you're able to free yourself from the people pleasing, you can give freely with no attachments, no expectations, and just doing something for someone because you felt called to, because you saw a need, but still honoring yourself. So that, and honoring yourself and putting yourself first can look so different for everyone else. Like my non-negotiables, like having my shower in the morning, like that's I don't like to have it at the end of the day. I like to start my day fresh, and I like to not have interruptions. Like that's my little moment of me time before getting into mum mode. And yeah, so I find like then when, especially in summertime, when the girls want to have their showers and then they want theirs before mine, and then like it just throws out, obviously it throws out my whole routine. But it's like that was like that little moment for me. So and obviously we want bigger moments than that, than just sitting down to have a cup of tea or have a bath or like whatever, those micro moments, which are beautiful, and definitely please find time to carve out these micro moments of self-care. But overall, you want to be able to be nourishing yourself and connecting to yourself and constantly asking yourself, what is it that I need in this moment? So when you find yourself really getting stuck in worrying about everyone else and putting their needs first, and then feeling like at the end of the day, like you've got nothing left to give because you've given it to everyone, then this is when you need to reflect back on how you could have put in better boundaries and how you could have just given from a place where you're honoring yourself. So yeah, so hopefully through the quantum healing, we'll see what comes through, but there will be again, like yeah, the conditioning that we get from society, which I already discussed, and also our parents, where it's all pretty much conditioned in us as we're growing up, because we become the good girl, the good child, the people pleaser as we're a child, because we are seeking our parents' love. So if I do if I do all the chores, or if I don't speak up too much, if I just like listen and do as I'm told, then I'm not going to ruffle any feathers. So then my parents are going to be happy, and then they're going to love me. So we get stuck in that, and then it just continues to play out throughout our lives. And it's just on autopilot, so we don't even realize that that's how we are in most of our relationships. And then when you do work with it and you do try to put in the boundaries, then you'll get some pushback, because these people are so used to you just giving so freely. So, and being able to get what they want. So sometimes we do have the manipulators and the narcissists that are taking advantage of it. And sometimes it's just people that are used to you being a certain way. So it can take a while for them to adjust, and they'll feel the energy shift as well, because they'll realize that you're not just giving your all to them, and they'll feel that difference. But then they should be able to feel the difference as well, the more that you put the boundaries in and you're doing it with love. Like, I'm protecting myself so that I can help myself and help you at the same time. So it will, yeah, if you find you're really stuck in people pleasing with some certain relationships, it will take a while. We'll see if any of that comes through in the quantum healing. Just more so for the other person to adjust. And then that's what can make it easy to keep falling back into the patterns of people pleasing. So you might have tried things in the past and then get that pushback. So then that's why you then just, it's just easier to just fall back into it and give people what they expect from you. And again, yeah, that's those society expectations that we're just constantly being programmed with and conditioned with. So yeah, we will see what comes through. So yeah, so if you're not already seated or lying down, please take a moment to get yourself comfortable. It is best if you can do this free from distractions, but I know you just make it fit as you can. You can always listen back to the replay and listen back to this bit when you need. I will just share my music. Okay, so if you could just let me know if you can hear that music, and if sound level is okay, that would be lovely.
Can hear it, Tash.
Oh, great. Thank you so much. Okay, so I'm just going to take a couple of deep breaths in. Just letting a sigh out as you breathe out. letting all that has come before this moment fade away, just honoring yourself for being present in this moment in time. And now we're going to connect to source energy. So just visualizing a grand central sun out in the cosmos, feeling this energy stream down to you through the cosmos, through the sky, through the clouds, through your crown chakra, brow, your throat, and anchoring into your heart. And then we're going to send this energy down through our body, through our feet, into the earth, through all the layers of the earth, connecting to the core of the earth where the crystalline grid is. We're connecting to the crystalline frequencies. So bringing all of these frequencies up with you, all the layers of the earth, through your Earth Star chakra, through your base chakra, solar plexus, of the sacral, and then anchoring into your heart. Feeling these energies combining and growing. You are connected above and below. And as these energies grow and expand, they're filling up your entire body from head to toe, into your blood and your bone, and into all of your cells. And once your whole body is filled up, we're going to push this energy out into your energetic bodies, filling up all of your chakras and your meridians and your nadis. And sending through some ultraviolet flame to remove anything that does not serve your highest good. Then we're going to keep pushing it out through the other levels of your aura, through your mental layer, astral, etheric, atmic, magnetic, and divine. You're filling up the entire room that you're in, and then you can keep going, making it bigger than the house or building that you're in, filling up the land. You can just make it as big as you want. And then we're going to surround it with an ultraviolet flame and a blue seal. Any love and light can enter. Anything that does not serve your highest good, if it touches, it will just bounce back and return to sender as love. And now we're going to call in your higher self. You may visualize a light above you, connecting to this stream of light, drawing it into you, again anchoring it into your heart. Now that you're connected to your sovereignty, I'm just going to call in all of you, whether you're live or watching the replay at any moment in time. Just calling everyone in. And I'm just connecting to your higher self. And now just creating another container around the face, full of love and light. just connecting into this people pleasing and this fawn response of the nervous system, feeling a lot of tightness in the chest and a lot of constriction in the throat, and it's coming through in a couple of ways. So one, there's this disconnect where you've been in this response for so long that you're disconnected from how you actually feel and what you actually want. So the people pleasing is just on automatic because you just understand how, or you're just so used to putting everyone's needs before your own that you don't even know what your own needs are. And then the other thing that's at play is this with the constriction in the throat, it's the fear to speak up, which is very present with at least one person in your life at the moment, where you're scared to speak up for what you actually want or what you actually need, because you don't want to ruffle any feathers, you don't want to step on anyone's toes. A lot that we're going to be clearing there. And then it's also connected to childhood of, again, a couple of things there. So in that space, it's a mix of not being listened to. So what's the point of saying anything? And then that feeling of insignificance also then feeds into, well, I don't matter, everyone else matters more than me, so I'm going to focus on everyone else more than myself. And then also the, not so much the fear of judgment, but the like when you, sorry, very heavy and scared energy here. So I'm just feeling into it, letting it know that it's safe, that it can have a voice. And that's, I guess, what it is. It's not feeling like you can have a voice. So again, linked to that insignificance, it's linked to feeling like you don't matter and that you're not worthy, that you don't have anything worthy to say. And just being too scared to say anything because you know you're not going to get what you want, or it's not going to be received in the way that you want it to. So this is what's felt the heaviest. So I'm just pulling up the energy now. Just what I'm doing with my hands. This is really heavy with a lot of you, but it's also very much connected to your parents in two ways, as in, like, it's the way you've learnt to be or try to be the perfect child for them. So giving them what they want rather than asking for what you want. But then it's that cycle that it's like your parents didn't have a voice either. So, and it feels like it's even bigger for them, like I guess in their generation, they weren't um, like feels like it's like the era of like children to be seen and not to be heard. And children really were just kind of pushed to the side, left to fend for themselves a lot. Yeah, it's like they really didn't have much parental support at all. So, in a sense, like that helps you understand that they were very limited and very lacking. So that's what made them the parents that they were for you. Like you always wanted them to be better parents, but they did what they could with the tools that they had. And I'm not condoning anything that may have happened, but just sharing that, um, yeah, like I just really feel like like it's just very low frequency, very limited in their capacity. And now I'm going to see if we just need to go any further with the ancestry. But no, it seems like it's more dealing with the parents. I'm just calling all of them in. And I think the other reason that's coming up is because um, now in our adulthood, many of us may be finding that our parents, like their health may be deteriorating, or they may be like as they're aging, then again coming back to returning to that limited capacity. So you're maybe having to step up and fulfill more needs for them. So it's like you may have managed to break free from some of the people pleasing for a moment in time, but now it's almost like it's drawing you back, or you're reverting back into it as you're stepping into this role of helping your parent more. And in a sense, it's even almost like you're parenting your parent. And there's a lot of mixed emotions in that, because it's like, well, I'm already trying to, especially for the parents, you're already trying to parent your children. And then for everyone, we're all learning to parent ourselves, to give ourselves the love that we didn't get as we were growing up. And then to have to do that for our parents when they were most often than not the cause of why we're in this place in the first place. So there can be some resentment. There's a lot of frustration. Um, and there's a lot of confusion, because it's like you're trying to be your adult self and have more compassion and understanding, because you're coming from this place of increased consciousness, but you'll find yourself falling back into these older patterns, because that's generally like that dynamic that is already existing between this relationship with you and your parents. So our brain just kind of has these programs. Okay, well, I'm with this person now, so this is the program I'm going to play, and this is the way I need to be for them. It's like, again, with the people pleasing, we have different personalities, different masks that we have on when we are with these people, because we're giving them what they need. So we have this different personality. So sometimes, like, you'll be aware of it, like that, you're different in different social groups. And that can be to do with like different interests. So like that you get to express more of one particular way with this group of people, that's your tribe for that section of your life. But then what can also happen is you just keep you have this role that you play, and this character. So again, it's disassociating from yourself and stepping into that role and that character to give that person what they need rather than giving yourself what you need by connecting to yourself. So it really feels like there's just like I'm just seeing like all these neural pathways that are just so tangled up and I'll just feel into it. So yeah, like it was very tangled up. It was very confusing, and it's like so many pathways like crisscross and overlap and intersect, because it's like the same thing playing out in different situations for like the different relationships. But then like what's at the core of it is this sad and lonely child. And then that's where we come back to that nervous system is trying to keep us safe, but always looking for love and connection. And this is where your inner child just never felt that love and connection, and feeling so sad and lonely and like nobody understands me and nobody cares enough about me to take the time to try to understand me. So then feeling so disconnected, feeling like you don't matter, like you're not worthy. So um, it's like you just keep shrinking into this shell of yourself, or you keep just pushing back who you truly are, um, so that you can then act out these different characters for all the people in your life, which that in itself is so stressful because then you've got all these different like sub personalities that are playing out that in a sense they're competing for their own time, their own love and connection. So connecting to the inner child. And if you want, you can put your hand on your chest and just feel that connection with yourself. And maybe even imagine that you were holding yourself as a child. And that we can take this opportunity to use the people pleasing, but to flip it on ourselves. So if you're you and you're with your inner child right now, what would you be doing to make your inner child happy? Because then in a sense that's then going to be making you happy. Like that inner child healing then heals you. And all I'm feeling is like just your inner child just being lit up at the fact that they're being acknowledged, and that you're making the connection and that you're making the time to make the connection. I'm just giving you a moment to focus on this connection and just feel it. Feel the love that you have for the love that you always wish you had had growing up. The things that you had wish you had heard as a child. You were safe, you were loved, and you are free to be who you are right now. All feelings are valid. That you have connected with your inner child, you can stay with them. You can always reconnect back with them whenever you need. And while you're still with your inner child, I'm just taking a step back and just seeing what else needs to be cleared. And I'm really just feeling so much love just growing and expanding from within. And it just feels so beautiful and so soft and so gentle. Really just helping solidify this love and connection and safety that you're feeling, and just helping bring that energy into your nervous system. As I was connecting to the nervous system, it was feeling like how easily the triggers can initiate the sequence that makes you fall back into this role. Like it's like so many of you have been working on people pleasing, and that's like amazing. Well done. You've done a great job. Um, but even you beat yourself up when you find yourself falling back into it, and you know that you've not done anything wrong, just as in your childhood, and you're letting your inner child know you haven't done anything wrong. Made the best that you can, and that is amazing. So I'm peeling something back. I'm not sure what yet. Yeah, again, throat chakras needing clearing. So there's like a lot of stagnant energy there, a lot of blocks. But I know I'm still in the nervous system, so I will acknowledge the throat wanting to speak up and allow it to come through while I'm in the nervous system, or just letting it know that I will be there. Finished up here. And I guess even that's just a little example of setting some boundaries. Like I've acknowledged the throat wants to be heard and wants to be worked with. but I'm working with something right now. So I will get to it. And I know that I will. I am true to my word, and I want to know what the throat has to say. But also honoring what I'm doing right now. Um, so I think what was happening just then was like an example of how to set a boundary, while I was also, I think, helping clear blocks and interferences around you, creating boundaries. Um, yeah, it's like I've helped clear or like bring down the distortions with the boundaries, or the interferences, and then now I'm helping build them up. So we're building them up with love and compassion and understanding. So boundaries don't have to be like this big wall of protection, that like you don't let anyone in and you're like hard and cold. They can be soft and permeable and fluid, and about honoring yourself while acknowledging the other. So acknowledging the other doesn't mean having to take action straight away or even at all. It's just acknowledging, being present, and staying true to yourself. Now, exploring the throat. Feels like there's just a lot of very old energy in here, and it's like that, um, like that old person that's just really struggling to breathe, and like, it just takes so much energy. That energy of like, ugh, like I can't even breathe. That's what's at play with the people pleasing, that you can't, you're so disconnected from yourself that you can't, like, you're, sorry, I'm trying to work out how to explain this. Rather than just trying to explain, I'm just going in a bit deeper. And so there's this really big, hard, dense block inside the throat. So just bring it up, and it's very heavy, very, like I said, it's still very old. So, um, yeah, still, I feel like it's very much not just your energy, but your parents and your ancestors. Yeah. And what seems to be coming through with the ancestors, and um, it'll be like it applies to everyone, but every like ancestor would have had different situations and scenarios, because they would have all been in different countries. But it all comes down to that external control. So whether it's like I'm seeing, for some it's the religion, for some it's the government. I'm seeing for some it's like goes way back to, I guess, like medieval times, and it's like the royals that were in charge, which I guess is still the government. And it's just all these external forces that um, have been at play throughout the centuries, to strip us away from our own power, to disconnect us, and to make us rely on external external love and validation. And it's that like a lot of it is the reward and punishment. So if you do this in the society, then you're going to be rewarded with whether it's riches or even just food. And then it's the severe punishment. If you speak out against the establishment, against the system, then the ancestors may have been severely punished. And you may be feeling what's coming through. There's a whole spectrum of it, from just like just a slap on the wrist, to imprisonment, to torture, to death. So there is a lot of ancestral fear around actually feeling like it's safe to connect to yourself and know what you want for you. So it's safer to do what the others want you to do, and put their needs ahead of your own. So I'm just gonna pull this through. Maybe feeling me pulling this energy. It's very, very, what I keep saying, it's very stagnant. It's very it's not so much heavy, but it's very hard to pull. It's like I'm dredging, like it's just really scraping, trying to really scrape it all off. And that's, I guess, like why like things can be so ingrained in us, because it's just so deep and just built upon layer by layer. So that's feeling a lot lighter now, and I'm even feeling like a sense of gratitude from the ancestors coming through, whether that's from the ones that were affected, or even now that by releasing that block, then the ancestors that did have beautiful lives that were full of love and connection. Now it's like now they're able to come around and support you and surround you with their love. It's like they've been trying, but that block was just so heavy and so just pretty much just had a force of its own. So yeah, and I guess again, it's like not only freeing it from the ancestor that happened in that time and freeing it from yourself, but freeing it like and feeling that ripple effect for all the ancestors, like even they're feeling the wow, that's gone. And then just because we have been talking so much about our roles as parents, I'm just, even though I trust the ripple effect to ripple out to the next generation, I'm just kind of scanning through for any of our children that may already have this patterning coming into play. So while it wasn't as ingrained, it was definitely affecting quite a lot of the children, but I've pulled that back and it's feeling a little lighter. So just really connect to how you're feeling right now. You may have been like you were feeling like the waves of the things being released, and now you may feel like just like it may still feel like a bit of the ocean, like still feeling like the waves and the ripples, but everything's slowing down, or even like you're streaming out of the ocean into this pristine lake. And as you're in this pristine lake, it's like, again, it's like this the slate is clean here. And as you step out of this space today, you are free from all of that conditioning and free to continue doing the work on yourself, and making the conscious choices and taking the actions that you need to with reverence for yourself. And it'll be easier to put these beautiful, healthy boundaries in place to honor yourself and allow you to give that love that you want to give, but not feel like you need to give it to receive love, because you can feel how much love you have for yourself, how much love you have for your inner child, how much love your ancestors had for you and do have for you, and vice versa, how much love you have for your ancestors, because you wouldn't be here without them. So just allowing this beautiful space of love and connection to guide you through making the next steps in your life and creating what it is that you want to create in this world. So just be with that for a moment while I say thank you to all of the ancestors for coming through. Thank your higher self for coming through. And we will unmerge from them now. And I will unmerge all of your connections, sending all of your energy back to you, free from any programming, any limiting beliefs. It's cleansed by the universal flame as it returns back to you, making you feel whole. All lost parts, all soul fragments coming back to you now. All sub personalities coming back to you now, integrating as a whole. And just sending through the intention that this integration will be soft and gentle and full of ease and grace, reminding you to drink plenty of water to help the cells are renewed. Now I will close this container and you should be feeling more in your body by now. Just start to wiggle your fingers and your toes, slowly moving your legs, your arms, your shoulders. Just really feeling yourself come back into your body and noticing how light and how relaxed you feel, and really feeling this love from the inside. And when you're ready, just opening your eyes and welcome back. Ah, that was very beautiful, I would say. Love to know what you thought or what you felt or what you experienced. If you want to pop it in the chat or unmute yourself, it's up to you. There's always the Facebook group where you can comment on the replay. So whenever you end up watching it, I would love to hear from you what you experienced, especially if you saw any of your ancestors that came through. Yeah, that really felt beautiful to just just feel that loving presence, and to like, it was sad to know what our ancestors had gone through and how that had been passed down the line. But then once that had been cleared, then just feeling the sense of relief for the whole ancestral lines. So that was beautiful. Thank you very much for joining me. I really hope you enjoyed it. Please, like I said, please let me know. Oh, thank you so much, Kirsty. You said so beautiful. Thank you, Tash. I felt a shift for my girls and I. And yes, I really loved how we were calling in our children as well. Because again, that's probably why it's come through in the people pleasing, because putting our children ahead of ourselves, and we're working so hard to break all these cycles, break all these generational patterns. And like, it would be easier if we weren't so conscious of all of this, because motherhood is hard enough as it is. But yeah, having this extra layer on it, but having that extra layer on it creates this extra depth. And like, as the more of this work that you do, you feel how much your life changes, and just all the synchronicities that come through, and feeling the co-creation with the universe. So it's just amazing to then give that gift to our children, that they'll be able to get there much quicker than we did, so they don't have to go through all that we did. So in a sense, that is still that martyrdom, that the self-sacrifice. Like, it's like, I'll take it all on for me, knowing that I've got the strength to do it because I'm doing it for my kids. but it's also this beautiful act of service that's why we have come through to be mothers or parents in this lifetime because it's all about helping the next generation and helping um, just create this new earth in the earth that we live in. We are creating this new reality now. So the more of us doing this work, the easier it will become. Yeah, very, very grateful to be doing this work. And if anyone does want to explore anything deeper, if anything did come up, because we were working very much with the collective. So if there is something that you felt like we tapped on, but you need to work on deeper, then feel free to reach out to me for any one-on-one sessions, or I've got my other group offerings as well that you're always welcome to join in on. But yeah, thank you so much for joining, and I hope that you have an amazing day and just be kind and gentle to yourself. This was a lot very soft, but if you, I can feel like there might be waves of sadness that may come through, and just allow that to come through, and maybe even know if as the tears fall, that they may even be the tears from your ancestors, and it's just like that final release. And if you like, it sucks here in Perth on a wet, rainy day, but maybe even hop out and get rained on. But I feel like there was a lot of water themes, so if you can have any connection to water, whether it's having a shower or a bath, but yeah, just really connecting to water in some other way, and definitely staying hydrated as the cellular work happens as well. And we've got another beautiful message from Kirsty, sending an abundance of gratitude, love, and light to you and the collective. Thank you so much, Kirsty. So yeah, that is it. And I look forward to seeing you on Monday when we'll do a class on anger, and that will finish up our series. So yeah, thank you so much for being with me, and I look forward to seeing you on the next one.